Okay, we're recording. Yay! Okay, you guys. So this is our Monday weekly team training, and I am so excited to have one of my friends on tonight. Her name is Lauren Ravan, and we met, I don't even know, through, I guess, the Lifers page, through a chat, and we just kind of connected, and she makes awesome cookies. Let me tell you. But your social media is just so amazing. You're such a rock star, and I've heard your name shouted out a couple times on the corporate family calls, and I just love the way that you do things. So I'm just so pumped to have you share tips with our team, and they are super eager to learn from you too. So if you just want to share a little bit about your story and kind of your journey with the business so far for everybody.
Yeah, totally. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. She makes me sound way better and more exciting than like what I really am. But yeah, I'll try to live up to those expectations. So my name's Lauren Ravan. Just like she said, in March, I will have my 2-year anniversary with It Works. And I was one of those people who said, no way, no how, not now, not ever, wasn't even open to entertaining or talking about the opportunity or business. I usually would unfriend or block people as soon as I saw that, they were part of an MLM, which is funny because although I was completely against, any alternative thinking, we were really struggling as a family. I had previously been, and I had 10 years of experience in retail. I had a great job, and it just kept me away from our family all the time. But I was the bread and butter, and we took a big risk, and I left my full-time job, and we tried to open up a group fitness studio that failed, and it took everything we ever had, all life savings, anything. We took out business loans. So that was kind of like the beginning of our financial decline. And then I came up with this amazing idea that to get out of that financial rut, I was going to start baking. And so I was already like a little entrepreneurial, solution oriented. Totally had no baking experience, y'all. I was taught by YouTube and Google and Pinterest. But I knew that I wanted to be with my family and that I wanted to work from home. And I was ignorant and closed-minded to what an opportunity with a real like MLM and a business like ours can do. So we struggled. We struggled for 2 more years. We were living on credit cards. And I don't mean like putting our clothes and vacations on credit cards like a lot of people do. I mean groceries and gas, and that we would have to play like with multiple ones to see which one had the available balance for that time. And I was really embarrassed by that for a long time, even when I first started with It Works. But how I said yes to the opportunity that day that I signed up. If you'd asked me that morning, I would have still said never. But what happened was we, almost 9 years ago, which makes me feel really old, but almost 9 years ago, I lost 90 pounds. And any weight loss journey is exactly that. It is a weight loss journey. It is not like a destination and an end. Like it goes on forever. And so I had gained back a little over 30 pounds. And what I had done those 9 years ago wasn't working. Like my body was not responding to how it did before. And I had heard about this 2-day cleanse. I had not yet put together that this was a cleanse made by the same people who made those crazy wrap patch things that were ridiculous. I wouldn't even entertain that thought. But I had heard about this 2-day cleanse. Then I understood or figured out that it was an It Works product. And my enroller is Dee Brooks, if anyone knows Dee Brooks. And I used to work for her back when she had a group fitness studio. And I had blocked her. Didn't unfriend her because I didn't want to be rude, but I just blocked her. But I unblocked her, y'all, to message her about this cleanse. And because I thought she would tell me the truth. And we couldn't afford it. She came back and said it was $36 for the loyal customer program. And I mean, my heart just sank because we were getting our tax return back, and I knew I could maybe afford that $36 that one time, but it was the 3 months that scared me. I didn't know what money we would have the coming months, and that's how we were living. But I wasn't going to do anything about it. I was just going to sit there and like feel sorry for myself, I guess. And I'm so thankful for her courage, because she came back, and everybody write this down. I say this on every Zoom I'm on. This is a follow-up question that will change your life when people ghost you. But she came back to me and she said, Lauren, I just wanted to make sure, were you wanting to try the cleanse as a customer, or were you wanting to try the cleanse and make some extra money as a distributor? And there in that moment in my kitchen, like Jesus showed up, and I said yes without even thinking about it. I didn't know what I was getting into. I knew it was $99 that we did not have. It did go on a credit card. I'm not advocating debt, just keeping it real. But I was like, okay, I understood right then and there that nothing was going to change if nothing ever changed for me in that moment. And although I didn't even ask a lot of questions. I just said, okay, yes. And I hoped and I prayed that I could make the $36 plus the $99, which Dee was like, you can sell wraps that come in your kit. And I did. I sold them that day online, y'all. Like that's how bad we were hurting. And I was terrified to tell my husband. But I said yes, and I just hoped I would make the $36 to try the cleanse, because I thought, okay, if I can do this cleanse, maybe I can get some of this weight back off. I'll feel like myself. Life will go on. It's gonna be okay. And then you know what? Like I started like researching that day, and I was a baker, so I wasn't sitting at like a desk with my phone and could send out my messages and things like that, y'all. I worked about 80 hours a week as a baker, and I worked overnights every Friday night. So my hands were busy. I was always like holding piping bags or working with a mixer. I had to be really intentional with my time in the beginning, but I would listen to YouTube trainings because our e-suite was down. Like there were no training videos in eSuite when I started. I didn't know what the steps to success were. I did eventually find an income chart, but the first training video I ever watched was from the Alcalas. And I thought, they look pretty normal. They don't look like scam artists. Like maybe this is legit. So I looked at an income chart, and I saw that I could make $230 a month as an executive, and that was the goal. I didn't know what it was going to take to get there. I didn't know anything about charts. I didn't know anything about steps to success. Yeah, actually, my husband's the one who found that out. He's the green personality. But yeah, our lives radically changed because 39 days later, I promoted to diamond, and I earned the same $10,000 bonus that hopefully some of you guys are going for right now, right?
Yeah.
In 39 days, you guys, that means you still have more than 39 days. You can do this. If you just started today, you can still go earn that $10,000 bonus. Here's where it gets really magical. The next month, I promoted to double diamond. I earned a $25,000 bonus. My husband earned a $10,000 bonus on his account. And then we went on to promote my husband to double diamond and earned another bonus for him. And then I promoted to triple diamond a year after that. So I think that was everything in the nutshell on our journey.
That's so crazy that you promoted that quickly, because, you know, a lot of people don't get to triple that quickly. You know what I mean? It's sometimes, I feel like the average that I see is 3 years, 3.5 years. So that just goes to show you, like, when you really work, there's no limits, there's no guideline. You can get there as soon as you want to get there. Yes. But that's actually how I got started too, is I couldn't afford the wraps. So
really?
Katie asked me, well, why don't you just sign up and be a distributor? You'll get 2 boxes of wraps, because it was a BOGO promotion. And, you know, you can start selling and at least know you'll make your money back, whatever. So always asking that question, even if you need that customer so bad, you know, it's almost like, I need that customer. I don't want to make them a distributor, but asking that one question, even when you don't want to, like, that could change your business. That could be that person that just takes off to triple like Lauren did. So, that's so awesome. You're so awesome. I love it. And okay, so we wanted to do this Zoom about like promoting and enrolling customers, like mass enrolling, because obviously to get to those levels, you're doing a lot of the work.
Yep.
And I know, like, when it comes down to promoting to triple, prez, whatever, even just diamond, you know, if you're 500 volume away, you do that yourself. You know what I mean? So, like, how do you, I guess, enroll so many? What is your average number? And what do you feel like, how are you just enrolling so many, and how much on average do you enroll?
Okay. So, well, and I think it's I'm going to give a little bit of backstory because, so when I first enrolled, sorry, were you on my phone? Sorry, my husband was like pointing at my phone. When I first started, I didn't, like I said, I didn't know what the steps to success were, but I'd had experience in retail, and I had owned a group fitness studio, and I had owned a bakery. So I knew a little bit about business, and nowhere in the world, like, did anyone say this is the expectation of how many customers you should enroll? Yo, I don't mean this ugly or disrespectful in any way. I just want you guys to understand the level of ignorance that I approached it with, because I think
we're a red team. You're good.
Okay, good. Okay, I got y'all. So I used common sense and recognized this is a business, and I make money by selling and signing customers. So I had this expectation for myself that if I didn't enroll a customer that day, y'all, that's the same thing as like if you're a car salesman, if you don't sell a car, like, you don't get paid. And so that was my mentality from the beginning. I didn't know what normal was. I just knew that this is how I get paid. Also, I told you guys how fast I promoted to Diamond, but it took me 3 weeks to enroll my first distributor. It was my husband. So I'll talk to you guys about how I enroll distributors too. But so in the beginning, I took right off, and I had this expectation for myself that I was to enroll at least one customer every single day. That was working 80 hours a week. That was having, mom life and madness. I just thought, like, that's what you do, right? Like, we signed up to make money. And I didn't know that people thought that was hard, or that they gave up, or that they were, paralyzed by reaching out to people or making a post. Did I feel uncomfortable and scared and nervous sometimes? Like, absolutely. But that's what I signed up for. I chose to do that so I wouldn't have to go back and work at a mall, or so I wouldn't have to go get a part-time job. I don't know how I'd get a part-time job. There was no time for it. But so my husband wouldn't have to go get a part-time job at like Home Depot or an Uber driver or something like that. So like, that was common sense to me. That was early on expectation. And then once I established that, and I was like, wait a minute, like, this is weird. Everybody else, didn't necessarily enroll that way. I saw that Dee did. Dee was a mass enroller, and she would do like an LC count on the team page. And I didn't know that was a thing. So I thought, this is normal. This is my enroller. I got to keep up. And so that was the expectation that I set for myself. And once I proved that was possible, then it became the new, like, this is the normal.
Wow. So I just love that. Like, you just kind of just proved right there, like, without saying, hey guys, follow what I do. Like, you set the expectation for your team.
Absolutely.
That's so powerful.
You do. And I think that, like, again, nowhere in it did she say, like, this is easy. But it was just like, this is what you do. And I was never afraid of hard work. Like, even to this day, if there's a day that I haven't enrolled anyone yet today, and you better believe, like, I'm going to fall asleep sitting straight up with my phone in my hand if I haven't yet, come 2 or 3 a.m. Like, that's just the expectation, because that's what we do. And how blessed are we that we get to do that in our sweatpants with our babies on our own time. Like, that's, to me, just mind blowing. So I think perspective is huge. Like, what you think is hard is going to be hard. So shift your mindset and set your own expectation. So I think, like you said, the leader sets the expectation, but also I think it's really important. And I talk a lot about this, like, with our team, and I talk about it anytime I share with someone else's team. You guys, what was most profound about my time when I first started, I acknowledged that every day would look different. There would be some days, like, dude, I had like wedding cakes. There would be some weekends that maybe my time looked different, but I was completely committed to giving my best every single day, whatever my best looked like. And I was in charge of deciding that. So whatever those bare minimum things are, like, don't wait for Brittany to decide those for you. Don't wait for me to decide those for you. Your best is yours. And once you set, like, what your expectation is for yourself, and you master it, and you're like, okay, so maybe that's, I don't know, 10 LCs right now. I don't know where your starting point is. Maybe it's 30, maybe it's 1 a day, whatever it is that you set for yourself. Once you nail that, then you get to raise the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to say, okay, can I do it again? Can I do it plus 5? Can I do it plus 10? And that's when you start to work smarter and not necessarily harder. And that's when your performance is going to grow. And it's inspiring. So not that it's ever downgrading. Like I don't ever look at someone on our team and be like, oh my gosh, you only enrolled 15 LCs. Dude, if they gave 110% every day, then let's celebrate that. If they did the behaviors that it took to lead to those 15 LCs every single day, then that's the win. It's the best and the behaviors every single day as opposed to the final number. I think that makes a difference in the long run. So when I started, it was an LC a day. And I just saw a question pop up and I'll talk about that too. But it was an LC a day, and then it evolves with promotions. Obviously, there are months that there are more LCs than others. If it's not a great month for me, I think the least amount that we've ever enrolled is maybe 40. It's sad that I should know this, like exactly. I should. And then the highest that we ever enrolled with LCs was the month that we promoted to triple, and it was 127 LCs. So, and it was, y'all, like, I'm gonna be real honest. I hope I never have to enroll 127 LCs again, because my brain was like everywhere. But I think it's just like your belief in your mindset is so powerful in that. So someone has to question, how did you find those people? And I don't want to jump all over. I'll keep it really short. This was my training from D when I got started. Are y'all ready for it? Girl, Facebook lets you have 5,000 friends. Get to 5,000. That was my training. Like, she was like, go. Okay, so get this. We live in like the same small town. Well, I live in like the Spartanburg area, and she lives in Google. But I had like a little over 2,000 friends, and over 1,000 of them were in common with her. So, right?
Yeah, we went to high school together. So
that was a thing. But she said, grow your network. And you know what? Like, I didn't sit back and wait for like people to come to me. And I didn't know anything about social media, y'all, like nothing about it. But I had YouTube and I had Google, and Rachel Hollis says this really well, that in the time and era that like we exist in, there is so much free information available to you in the world, from Google to YouTube to Pinterest and all these platforms. Mm-hmm. You guys, if you're stuck or feeling like you lack education in any area, your ignorance, like I love you, but your ignorance is a choice. And I knew that. Like, I wasn't trying to, I didn't wait for someone to say, this is how you grow your network. Like, did I do it wrong sometimes? You better believe it. Like, of course I did. Wow. There are all kinds of interesting folks when I got to that first 5,000. But I learned and I applied and I did it again. But I did grow my network, and how I did it was I added through mutual friends. So in a nutshell, I went to my husband's page. Everyone that he was in common with, I requested as a friend. I went to my best friend's page. Everyone that she had mutual friends with, I requested. Every family member, every friend, of every loyal customer. And I didn't care whoever inboxed me and asked, how do I know you? First of all, most people don't. When you have stellar social media, they're not going to ask you. They're going to want to follow you first. So reevaluate that if you're getting that. But secondly, you guys, you're awesome. You are awesome, and you got to tell yourself that, and you got to be like, dude, everybody wants to be friends with me. It's great. It's fine. If they don't want to be friends, then it's okay, because you're going to have so many other people who do want to connect with you and follow your story. So don't overthink about how many people accept your friend request, or if you get that like random troll that doesn't want to expand their network. That's okay too. But that's how I did it. Sorry, tangent.
No, that was so good. So you kind of don't focus on like a number. You just focus on giving your best every single day. And that was, a customer or more a day. And some months it was more, some months it was less. But either way, she did what she could around her busy life, her busy schedule. And she didn't give 100, she gave 110. Okay. So just remember that, you guys. Like, I am the same way. Like, I'm like, okay, did I do everything that I possibly could today to my best potential? And if I didn't, I stay up a little later. And I know it sounds crazy, someone in my spot already making that kind of money, but it's, I love this business so much that I kind of make it like a game in my head. Like, I'm like, okay, I have to do this. I have to do this. Like, it's almost like something that I have to do. And then once I do it, it's like, okay, I win. You know what I mean? Like, I have my own thing in my head, but I have to get everything done. And anyway, okay. So, how do you keep track of like training everybody and, mass enrolling or just enrolling a lot? I feel like can get really overwhelming. So I feel like our team is really wanting to know, like, do you do newbie chats or do you train each person individually? Like, we don't need to know how you train them, but kind of like, what is your process when you do enroll a lot of people?
Yep. So we do chats, but I've started capping them. So like in a month like this where we have lots of $20 enrollments.
Yeah.
I don't like to put more than like 5 newbies in a chat together, because when you get too many, it just gets kind of crazy. So I do newbie chats. I don't add them to our team page until they make their first post or remove themselves from commission hold. And then we have units on our team page.
Yep.
So that's the system. And then if there's placement, so like if I'm enrolling someone in placing, I think this is one of the questions later, but I will also put them in a chat and introduce them to who like their partner mentor will be, if that makes sense. So they have constant support from me. They're in a newbie chat, and then they have this like coach chat with myself and where their placement is.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. What my system is too. I find that keeping the newbie chat like you said, smaller is better results, and then I feel like it's not so overwhelming and it's more intimate, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, no, I think it is.
Is that right? Yeah.
Because when it gets too many, like they stop talking.
Yeah.
There's not as many connections. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like picture being in a full auditorium versus like a small group. It's kind of like now you're, around each other. You got to talk to each other when there's 5 people in a circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay, cool. So we kind of do things really similar. So let's see. Okay. So how much, I don't think I wrote this down right. How much do you help someone promote loyal customer and distributor wise?
So I'm assuming by placement, someone means like placement. Okay.
Yes, I think
I think there are evolutions to this in your business, because when I first promoted, the weekend before I promoted to Diamond, I didn't realize I was necessarily even close to being charted for Diamond. I wasn't anywhere kind of like on Dee's radar. I wasn't on her chart, so it wasn't like we were necessarily charting or partnering together. It was random, and she messaged me and was like, "Oh my gosh, I think like you could possibly go Diamond." So up to that point, a lot of it had kind of like happened kind of like by chance, by God, I don't know. But by simple duplication of one person finding one person who found a person. And then I was able to go back and fill in holes. And did I do that? You better bet that I did. If it comes down to something that I'm capable of completing, so let's say something like 5 distributors and $5,000 in volume, I personally believe like that I'm capable of that. Like I have an ignorance mindset, I don't think about if it's hard. I don't think about if that's impossible. And that's the way that I approached even going Diamond. Going into that weekend, I think we were 5 distributors shy and a little over $3,000 in volume, and pulled it out. But going forward, would double. Do what?
I feel like most people would, when you say
they'd be like, I'm too far away. Yeah, but see, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that was like not normal or too far away. Or I was just like, yeah, we got this. So total ignorance on fire, and I think that's so important. And I think that sometimes like it's our mind, right? It's our mind that psychs us out when we're like $10,000 is too far. 5 distributors, I'm still not even boxed. I'm going to give up halfway through the month. We do that, and I have to be conscious of that now. I have to continue to choose an ignorant mindset and say that anything can happen, anything could change your business like that. But so for my double diamond placement, I'll be really honest, you guys. I was a mass enroller at that time. Once I went diamond, I was started to get the hang of enrolling distributors too. Because I used to anybody like a boss with loyal customers, but maybe not so great with distributors, or the other way around, right? Also a mindset thing, just so you know. But I struggled with that for a minute, and but then I kind of got the hang of it. And we had momentum going, but my team still wasn't moving as quickly. Like at that point, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was like, "Holy moly, this is our saving grace! I can do this. We can do this." And I wasn't going to let someone else's lack of vision or movement or speed stop me. There's a really good analogy, and it's not mine. I can't remember. I heard it on someone else's Zoom before, so whoever they are, mad props. But this was a great analogy. And if this is you on your team right now, and you feel like you're dragging someone, like you've ever thought in your mind, well, I would already be diamond or emerald or ruby or double or triple or whatever if such and such would just this, right? Because like we've all said that. So the analogy was when you are on like a train in like old movies, okay? And let's use like a damsel in distress, right? Like someone's on a train and the train's moving really fast and they're standing on the back, and someone got left behind, like they missed the train. So they're running to catch up to the train. Well, obviously the runner is never going to move at the same pace as the train, right? But so the person on the back extends their arm to reach the person who's running. But the person who's running is responsible for reaching their arm too, okay? The person that's on the train never gets off the train and is like, oh, let me get down here and run with you, and let's run back together at your pace. Like that's not how it happens. That's not how it happens. So you stay on the train. You control the momentum and the speed and the engine and the direction. Like you stay on the train and extend your arm. And anyone who extends theirs back, those are the people that you work with. Those are the people that you place with. And that's how I chart and work our business. So did I fill a chart, and did we promote with some people to double that maybe shouldn't have been? Well, my husband was my diamond, but maybe prematurely even to emerald. Yeah, you know what, we did. But I knew that going into it. Like I was very aware that like this was built, and I knew that I had to work very quickly to build stability beyond that. So I would say that if you're building a chart, number one, assume responsibility for it. Like it is not if Susie Q would just work, because remember, no one works for us. Like they work for themselves. And the only thing that you can control, Tammy did a great Zoom on this today, but like we can only control ourselves, right? Our own behaviors, but you get to control your own pace. And if Susie that you enrolled would just go emerald, if all the time you put into dragging her along, you could maybe go enroll someone who could go emerald in 39 days. And it changed your world, your business, your attitude. But so now how we placed our triple chart now looks a little different than what it did. But the very first Prez chart that we had, it looks different than the Prez chart they were moving forward with, and how we chose to do that. And it may have taken longer, but we're really working for stability here, and God help us that 100K. But we're doing placements as opposed to or matches as opposed to filling holes. So for example, if I enroll a distributor in let's say one of my double diamond chats, like that they're still needing to rebuild or have structure change, or maybe it's not one leg specifically, which we're really blessed, that's where we're at now, but I can go into my leadership chat and I can say, I just enrolled a distributor. The next one who enrolls a distributor, I will match with you. Or I just enrolled an LC. The next person who enrolls an LC with higher BV, I will match with you. So you can kind of set like those standards. And guess what? If you have like one enroll or you do like match placement or whatever, you can totally throw stipulations in there. Like I will match a DT with whoever enrolls a DT with an auto shipment. Like if you want to kind of up your ante, and you know what, if they don't, then I get to choose the placement. They either stay on my top line, or I can choose if I want to do that somewhere else. But that's how we choose to place now. And we place LCs first to prioritize fast starts, and secondly to support cabs. Although we work really hard and closely, like the expectation is that our teams get their fast starts, and we coach them to do so. And then volume for 400. That's how we place.
I've never heard that before, like making it kind of like a contest. Like,
yes, girl, people will work.
That is awesome. That's crazy awesome. Okay, so that just goes to show you how similar we do things, but yet just something like that, we don't do, but could be a total game changer too. So, very cool. So you promote and you help your team promote. How do you go about planning that together and breaking it down? Because I feel like a lot of the time, people feel like, they're ready to promote, but they're not sure. Like, I feel like I didn't really know until I got to Diamond how I feel like you should do things. I kind of just like we said, we did it ourselves. And like, how do you build a team with you to promote, together?
Yeah. So I think that, again, it's different at every stage because you're going to learn as a leader at every stage. Everyone, it's kind of like when you get a house, like at everything, you're like, hey, next time we're not doing this.
Yes.
After every promotion, you kind of go through that. Take notes after your promotions and learn from your mistakes, and celebrate like what you did really well too, so you remember that. But we, okay, so a couple of things. When we were pushing for triple, which I think triple was hard. Like triple's hard. And I feel like it becomes difficult because there are so many kind of balls in the air, and it's like truly doubling your efforts from double. And I felt like I had like too many hands in a pot, or too many, what's the saying for that? Too many spoons in a pot, something like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's a saying, too many hands in the pot, right? My husband's helping me.
There's basically too much crap going on and we can't handle it.
There was that. And so what I did, we started downline chats. So like there was an A chat, a B chat, a C chat, a D chat, whatever, for each leg. And then I have a leadership chat, and they have a contract. When I put them into a chat with me to push for a promotion, I make it very clear that I'm no one's boss, but I will never ask them to do anything that I'm not willing to do. And I expect them to do what I'm willing to do. And if they want, like, and I make it like super, like you do you. If you don't want to promote, like that's okay. Just let me know. If you want to, this is what I expect. From enrollments to how they communicate with their team to being on Zooms, and having those kind of like prefaced conversations and coaching them through, like, okay, we're going to have these conversations with the husbands. We're going to let friends and family know what's going on. And then I teach them like how to do their projections. And I'm in all of their downline chats, but really working on that layered leadership to where I'm really there just as a cheerleader. They're the ones that are giving that communication and giving direction, still scheduling their own Zooms. So once I got to really preparing for triple, there was a shift in my communication because I realized like I could not do it all anymore. I couldn't force a triple promotion on my own, that I needed people, and that I needed it to be the right people or that it would crumble. And so like we went through some learning growth-ish things through that. But you know what? I 100% say our leadership chat and downline chats were game changers for that, because the team page can be a lot. Like, it can be a lot overwhelming, and you might have one leg that's like killing it at something and another one that's struggling, and you could totally go do a contest like just in one leg, or you could have a Zoom just for another. So I love that for our teams when we were pushing to promote.
Yeah, communication is huge, you guys. And I think the one thing that's helped me and my team promote is just letting them know, like, hey, you know, you can reach this rank this month and I want to help you get there. Are you down?
Yeah.
And like just asking, letting them know, like, you know, I think Dee went to you. You said, she's like, I think you can go diamond. That like probably wasn't in your head.
No.
He believed in you and said, I think you can do this. Then now that, you know, idea of, oh, I can promote was there. So that's why I encourage you guys, remember, we talk about this on our Zooms. Once somebody signs their first 4 LCs and then they get in the 400 club, that's their first promotion. After that, you put that idea in their head and let them know, I think you can go executive. Let's start teaching you how, and show them what they need to get there. And it's like, once they go Ruby, now it's like they see the big picture. And that's what's going to help you guys promote, is putting that idea in their head and focusing on the minor promotions.
Yes.
And, you know, focusing as you rank up and you have 5+ people in your downline, just 2 people going executive, you know, is a lot of volume. And if you do that and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, I know we focus on rubies, make emeralds and diamonds and all that, but I think executive is really overlooked, because that wasn't until I saw, you know, potential in myself that, like, oh, I can do this. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that first promotion means everything. So don't feel like, when am I going to find my runner? When am I going to find my runner? You build your runners by helping them get to a platform where they can actually believe in themselves for the first time. And that's so important. So just that communication, believing in them and being like, hey, let's go. Let's do it by this date, and kind of like orchestrating the whole thing. And you kind of set up your own promotion because you're directing everybody. So I think that's really, really, really important. Okay, so let's talk about, just before we end it in a few minutes, the best loyal customer enrolling and volume boosting tips. I mean, when you said you enrolled 120 something people, I mean, that's just insane. Were you doing host to post?
That was host to post. No, that was a lot of things together, but a lot of that was host to post. And you guys, I'll be really honest. I think host to post has seasons, and this is what makes the difference though between like a consistent enroller and then like a one hit wonder. Like, you figure it out. Like, if something changes in the algorithm or with social media, like if what you were doing isn't working anymore, then change it. Like, don't keep doing it, or reach out. Like, I'll message Brittany, or I'll message some of our other sideline sisters and be like, okay, like, what is working right now, because what I'm doing isn't. So don't be afraid to do that. But yeah, that was some host to post. That was Instagram polls, that was live videos, and I mean, that was everything. That was whatever it took. And you know, we're pushing for Prez right now, and we're kind of in the same position. Host to post is not as effective for me right now as it was then, and I own that. But I also own that, like, I've set an expectation for myself. I enrolled that many customers to go triple. I know that it's going to take that and then some to go Prez, and you know, I set that same kind of expectation for our team, that it's going to be double those efforts. I'm not saying that I'm going to go enroll 200 customers, but maybe the BV. Like, if I can't go sell 100 cleanse, then let me figure out how many triple threats I can go, you know, share and promote that way. So I'm still working smarter, not harder. But anyway, that month and again this month, and not, this sounds horrible, but I'm just like keeping it real. There are certain things that, like, I hate to do in our business. Like, I don't like to do live videos. I don't like to do events and parties. I don't like to do vendor events. There are things like I don't like to do. However, I know that to grow and to be able to someday lead a rock star that can do those things, that I need to first show my team that I'm willing to do things that make me uncomfortable, and that I'm willing to do whatever, because my whole team knows that, like, that's not my jam. I want to be, like, on my couch behind my phone. Like, that's what I want to do. But if that's not giving me the result that I want and the result that I expect from myself, then I will go do whatever it takes. And so, like, this month we have 3 in-home events. We had our first one tonight, where we're doing triad events in our home every single month, or every single week in February. And you know what? We're going to do it every single week until we go press, because I'm not going to leave a stone left unturned. I don't like doing live videos, but you better believe, like, I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them all the time, because I want to show our team, like, I'm never going to ask you to do something I'm not willing to do. And I'm uncomfortable. Like, watch me be uncomfortable, because that's how we grow. So yeah,
that's so inspiring. Oh,
do what?
That's so inspiring. Just hearing you say that. Cause, like, I don't know. I'm like, I do what I want my team to do, but that's what I think of. But when you said, like, show your team that you're willing to get uncomfortable, so that way they're more comfortable becoming uncomfortable. That's just, like, I never heard it worded that way. I don't know why. I know it's the same thing, but it's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
And I think it's important that, like, that they see us that way, you know, like, we may have that a rank that you're working towards, or a result that, like, you desire, but you got to understand, like, it's not because it was easy. It's like I said, I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't know anything about how to grow my network. I didn't know anything about algorithms. I didn't know anything about MLMs, but my desire to succeed was greater than my desire to feel comfortable. And I think, like, that's what trips people up a lot. And it still is greater than my desire to be comfortable, because I'm so uncomfortable right now, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this at conference. I don't have the person who said it written down, but basically she was on stage and she said she was asked, how do you build your business and how do you build it so quick? And her response was, I build my business by any means necessary.
Yes, I remember her.
That hit home to me, because we feel like we need to do just certain things to get somewhere. But really, it's just like, you better be doing everything. I mean, like, if you have someone standing next to you, you should be bringing out the products. Like, you know what I mean? So I just love that. There's no, like, certain way to do things. You just got to, number one, master one thing at a time, especially if you're new. But have your mind on, okay, if that's not working, let me try something else. Let me get better at this. And then just know, like, okay, you're going to get to a point where you should just be doing everything you can. And like Lauren said, give 110% every single day. So you grow your market on social media. I'm assuming you do it like I do. You just send out friend requests to people that are like you. I always tell my team, only add people that are cooler than you, that you feel like you could vibe with and be best friends with.
Yeah, I would say, like, if you would go somewhere with them in public, like, if you could go have a coffee with them, those are your people.
Exactly. So, okay, that question, I kind of weeded that out because we're running low on time. So best way to sign distributors and, like, incorporating attraction marketing into it. Obviously, if you guys haven't seen her photos, like, they are incredible. That's just, like, I feel like your brand is, like, the colors you wear, just amazing photos, like, rock star woman. Like, I don't know, I just love your social media. So, like, I feel like that plays a huge role into people coming to you. So tell me, like, how do you sign distributors and do attraction marketing to benefit your business?
Yeah, my husband's, like, raising his hand right now. He's the photographer, so he's like, "You're welcome." It's funny, because it wasn't always that way. Like, just in the past year, I had a big goal of growing Instagram presence and learning and mastering Instagram, and I knew that my photos would have to level up with that. And again, like I didn't sit back and just like wish and hope and try to figure it out. Like, no, I took webinars. I watched YouTube trainings. I listened to podcasts about mastering Instagram and social media photography and branding on social media. So like I never left it to chance. Like I wasn't hoping I got better. I wasn't making goals. I was planning growth. There's a difference. So if there's an area that you want to grow in, then make a growth plan. Don't just write down goals, like have dates and have resources and figure out like, okay, how am I going to get from point A to point B? So I want you guys to know, like, I didn't like walk out like a social media rock star, like I think some of these people do, but I did understand branding. This is a great activity. I think everyone should do it if you guys haven't done this before, but and it's a great interaction post, but go to your social media and ask people for a word that makes them think of you and see which ones are like repeated. Okay.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so scared.
Though. It's a great activity. Okay. Because you're going to see what your current brand is, or even if there is one. Okay.
Okay. Wait. What do we say?
So, hey, like you can say friends, family, whatever. What is a word that makes you think of me? Or what are words that describe me? I'm working on a project. What are words that describe me?
Okay. Let's all do this right now.
So they're going to give you words. It's great for interaction. Make sure you go back and respond to all of them, put a GIF, whatever. But then start to like either jot them down or keep tabs of if someone says that you're funny 13 times, like, guess what? Like that's part of your brand. But here's like where it's really empowering and you're in control of you, you know, because I want you on another piece of paper to write down 5 words that you want people to think about you. You know, do you want them to say that you're loving and caring, or do you want them to associate, like, it's like on accident that people associate us with llamas, because last year Belly Grace went through this huge llama stage and you guys, like strangers, send me random photos of llamas all the time. But it's something that people associate with me now. It's so weird. But anyway, I want you to write down what you want people to associate with you. So maybe it's your style, maybe it's your personality, I don't know. And then even be detailed from that. Like if they think like stylish, then go on to say like, okay, but like what kind of style? So anyway, that's for you. How you're currently perceived is what they're going to tell you. You're going to write down how you want it to be, and then narrow that down to like kind of 5 pillars for your brand. And so here are mine, or how I like sort and sift them out. But family, faith, health and wellness. Notice I didn't say it works. I said health and wellness because it works is not your brand. You are. Style, and then inspiration. Everything that I post, and those aren't my 5 words to describe me, those are just my 5 pillars. Everything that I post stems from one of those 5 pillars at all times. If it doesn't fall into one of those 5 things, then it's irrelevant and it doesn't belong on my social media. And that's how I sort through. That's how, when I'm feeling uninspired, do you guys ever feel like I don't have anything to post? Like I did not do anything cool today. I haven't washed my hair in 4 days. There's nothing to talk about. I've only messaged, like, right? Like we all have those days. Yes. But if you have those 5 pillars, then those are like the beginning of content. So you may not have anything necessarily that happened relevant in your life that day, but if health and wellness is one of your pillars, you can go on Pinterest and you can look up a keto recipe and you can change a filter on a great photo and retype out that recipe and share it with your network. And guess what? You just added value. You just enhanced your brand, and you just put up a post on a day that you haven't washed your hair in 4 days or whatever. So I think that when I made those things, sorry, my dog does this sometimes, sorry. When you start prioritizing your posts around like those 5 pillars, you're going to notice a major shift in your business, because when you're focusing on, okay, have I posted something that's inspirational? Have I posted something that's funny? Have I posted a picture of my outfit lately? These are my things. Remember, everybody's different. Have I posted something about my family lately? And then here's where it gets fun. Your post is about those 5 things, or rotating those 5 things. The business and the products gets woven into those. So you're sharing your outfit, but you're talking about how amazing you feel because you got on these super cute new jeans because of Thermofide X, and you know how great you're feeling or whatever. Or maybe you're in the school car line and you're like, I'm so thankful that I get to pick up my daughter, but the struggle of an afternoon nap is real. Keto energy saves my life every day at 3:30. And so guess what? Like, I just like dropped an opportunity nugget there and a product, but it's a picture of me like sitting in the car line. Do you see? So utilizing those like front 5 pillars as your lead, and then sifting in little tidbits about the business or about the opportunity. And you guys, when you're using the products and you believe in the business, it will naturally come. It will naturally come. Truly share it like as you use it, or as you're doing it, or as you feel a need for it. Like, maybe you can't afford $160 auto ship every month. Yeah, I couldn't when I first started. You better believe that I was sharing the need for whatever it was and how it was relevant in my life, that I couldn't wait to get greens because I needed that for my sugar cravings or whatever. So anyway, I filter them that way. And I think that that's like where attraction marketing comes in, because people are like, there's more value to what I share than just the products or just the business, if that makes sense.
So much sense. And the way you, I feel like, just described it is effing genius. And literally, like, I am going to start teaching this.
Yes, please. Like, go rock your social media.
Did you come up with this, or you learned it from somewhere else?
The 5 branding pillars?
Yeah.
I learned 5 branding pillars. I actually took a webinar training on how to write a blog for branding.
Yes.
But I chose to use it for my posting because I was working like I just, even though like I'm not a blogger, I feel like there's so much of like that social media training. Maybe one day I'll blog, but so much of that social media training that is relevant to us still building a business. And I have this, like, and I get this isn't everyone's dream, but like, I got like Rachel Hollis goals. Like, I want to be on that level. Yes. So our business to me is, it's a portal of our brand. Like, it's not who I am. Like, it's a part of who I am, if that makes sense. And yes. I think we're like, sometimes we miss the disconnect. No one is ever going to connect with you because of the products, you guys. They're going to connect with you because of how you use them in your life, because of how they make you feel, because of how you're sharing. And Brittany does a great job at this. They're going to connect with you because of that. They're going to enroll with you on your team because of, first of all, how stinking consistent you are. So show up and be consistent. Like, I think that matters most. I have so many people that will inbox me and say, I know so many It Works people, but you show up every day. Like, and I know that if I join your team, like, you're going to be there for me every single day. Mm-hmm. And people will come and they'll say, you do something different. It's different. What do you do different? And it's in how we teach and how we market. And so, like, I think anytime you're sharing on social media, I feel like your intention is like, I'm about to go sell to someone, or what can I say to sell to someone? Just like switch your mindset a little bit and say, how can I add value? Even if they don't buy from me, even if they don't join my team, and you will become more valuable. Like, people will be drawn to you because you're adding value to them before they even join you.
That's so good. Oh my God. I'm so excited that you shared that, because I feel like, is this clicking with you guys? Like, did that just kind of make you realize something?
Yay. Yeah. And when you guys start using it, if you don't follow me on social media, follow me, but inbox me and like, tell me, I want to celebrate with you and dance with you. And what I hope that this does for you is makes it feel better. I hope that you feel more authentic and like, okay, I can be myself. Like, it's cool. If I want to post about pizza every week, I can. Like, that pizza can be part of your brand, whatever it is. I just hope that it allows you guys to just feel better.
Yeah,
you guys, so much more fun.
Exactly. Be you and be the best you, the best version of yourself, and don't feel like you have to be molded into somebody else. Like, you know, like she said, it just feels good to have that permission to say, you know what, if you want to post, you know, while you're walking around the house breastfeeding your child, talking about how you burnt your spaghetti, then you can do so. Like, yes. That's the kind of stuff people want to see, you know, if that's you. So anyway, okay, before we go ahead and end this, I appreciate you being on so much. Our team loved this. Do you have any piece of advice for the person who's maybe been sitting at a rank and they don't know why, or, you know, just someone who's ready for more?
Yeah. Okay, first, if you are feeling stuck, stop saying that you're stuck and start using it in past tense. You were stuck. You're not anymore. And I think it's really important to know that you're there for a reason. And if you are of faith, which I don't know how like you could work this business and not be, then you need to start praying like that whatever it is that you're supposed to be learning, because you are supposed to be learning something where you are. And it may be completely different than what you even think that it is. I was stuck at double for a long time, and I kept thinking that I was missing something that was behaviorally driven from myself, when really I needed to be a better listener and communicator for our team. And I was working so hard to grow like my own production that I was totally missing like what the missing piece was. And my ambassador upline, Alicia Gegg, told me that on a coaching call once. She was like, girl, like you just need to start praying and ask God to reveal to you, like, show me, make it so clear that I can't miss what you are trying to teach me right now so I can move forward. And I think that when you're like really bold in your faith like that, and that you open your eyes and you have that raw conversation, then you're going to be open to what's going on. And then secondly, recognizing that if you're stuck, then move. Like, do something different. Shake it up. Get uncomfortable. Enroll new. Go do a live video. Something that scares the poop out of you. That's what you need to do. That is what you need to do. And last but not least, this is a Mike Patillo quote, and I share it on every Zoom, and it's just because it's just too good. I hope one day, like, I can have a conversation with him and be like, brother, man, like, I preach this all the time. Great words. But he said this at one point, and I wrote it down, and I breathe it ever since. But it's consistent effort does not always equal consistent results, but it always equals success. So even if you feel stuck and you can't see, like it feels like there's no movement, but you're nailing consistency, then you gotta know. Like, just have your mindset so strong that know that you are moving, just maybe not in the way that you thought or wanted to. But those would be big takeaways. Yes, I will text it because it's so good. Write this down. Consistent. And someone asked too, what do I do when a chat goes dead? I stop talking to them. I message them individually. Or, I'm joking, I will still attempt. I'll ask them something completely not business related and get a conversation going that's about them as an individual. So consistent effort does not always equal consistent results, but it always equals success. And on your days that you are like, does this even matter? Know that it does. And that it's gonna add up.
You are so amazing. Like, literally, I just had so many aha moments myself, and that's why we just appreciate other leaders coming on and sharing. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
Your night. I so appreciate it. And we're going to upload this on YouTube because a lot of our team couldn't be on tonight, and I know they really wanted to. And I'm probably going to go back and rewatch this too. So
yay! I hope to see some of you guys in Asheville.
Yes.
And we can connect and meet there. But thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I just love you. I think you're amazing. So thank you so much
I
for
think
having me
you're
on.
amazing. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this. Bye.
Bye.